Okay, so I think in the last video I showed you guys how to work with matrix multiplication, right? So over here I'm just going to do a small example of why matrix multiplication is useful. Um, so if you remember, like when we started the matrix chapter, I said that one of the usefulness of using, arranging information in matrix is when you have a system of equations, it helps you to sort of, let's say, arrange data in a more useful way. So let's say we have these two equations, okay? So this is given in the textbook. Actually, this is page. You'll find this example in page 591. So let's say we have these two equations: 3x1 plus 4x2 equals to 5. 7x1 minus 2x2 equals to 2. Okay, so you have these two equations. So what you can do is actually you can take these two equations and you can actually define them in forms of matrices. So what you could do is, so you can write a matrix A, which is just going to be made up of all the coefficients of your x. Okay, so you can write your matrix A as 3, 4, 7, minus 2. And then you can create a matrix X, which is going to include all the, let's say all the unknowns of your equations, which is x1 and x2. And you can put this in a row matrix, x1 and x2. And then you have your results, 5 and 2, which you can put in another matrix. And again, this is going to be a row matrix. Okay, now so when you've taken this data and created these three matrices, now how do I go back from these three matrices back to this equation? So the way you do this is you do matrix multiplication. So if you multiply matrix A into matrix X using the rules we had learned, just in the last video, I'm going to show you that you're going to actually get back these two equations here. So let's say if I want to multiply, what is A into X, right? So A into X is, you're doing 3, 4, 7 minus 2, x1, x2, right? Okay, so let's try to multiply them. Remember, so when you multiply them, what will you get? 3x1 plus 4x2. That is 1. So there's nothing else to do, right? We don't have any more columns here. Then you just do it with the bottom row. 7x1 plus into minus is a minus, minus 2x2. Okay, so notice now your matrix AX gives you back these two equations, which were the two original equations over here, right? And what you can do is you can actually write this is equal to your matrix B, which is 5 by 2. So essentially you have a case where if you have these two equations and you want to write it in a matrix form, what you can write is, you can write this is AX into B, where what is A is the matrix here, what is X is the matrix here, and what is B is the matrix here. So this is just a preliminary introduction into how we can take systems of equations like these and we can write it in a matrix form. Okay.